Hi, Brooklyn. Hi, Karen. I was gonna try to go live with a guest because I figured out how to do that, but no one that I could send a link to is prepared. So I just came by myself with the fish. But hopefully next time I'll have somebody up here with me. But yeah, I redid Pigpen's setup. He took to it pretty good. The catfish still haven't, which is kind of cool because you can see them, at least the belly on that one. And you can see the little ridges on his tail that help keep the Oscar from trying him as a snack. But they have more of those too. One is under there. I don't know. You could barely see the stripe on camera, and the other one's back there behind the filter intake. But they don't seem to like the different setup as much as the Oscar, but they'll settle in eventually. But yeah, he did bash himself good. It's almost healed up. The other night on top of his head, he had about I don't know, an inch long scrape right on the top of his head. Yeah, come over here. I don't know if he's gonna let me be able to show you. It's really not very visible on camera. I can still see it with my naked eye, but I think I'm gonna have to. I think he keeps running into the edge of the brace, so I got some. Oh, thanks, official guest. Thanks for stopping in too. His name's Pigpen, because whenever he eats, like you could see, that pink stuff is the last time he ate. I gotta vacuum it out just about every day. But yeah, I think he runs into the brace. I don't know if he's trying to sleep and the catfish run into him or something and spook him, but I'm gonna take some vinyl tubing and cut it and slide it over the edge there. So if he hits it, at least it's something softer and rounded. I thought about a pool noodle, but that's gonna be huge. I did try to feed him some chicken gizzards today, but he didn't like them. Beef heart I'll try next, I think. Yeah, he's okay. He every now and then, well, I had a pH issue. The pH coming out of I'm on public water, so I got to dechlorinate the water. And the pH, the first year I tested the pH, it was always like 6.5 to 7. So I just used it because it's in a pretty good range. But this winter it went up. It was almost 8. So now I got to dechlorinate it and test it, and then lower the pH, and then test it because it's not really an exact science when you do it in a 5-gallon bucket, which sucks. But I don't have a faucet I can hook my Python to upstairs. But yeah, I don't know if he's lonely. He likes to fight with his reflection. He likes to flare at me, puff himself up and open his mouth and try to scare me sometimes. It doesn't work, but. And then yeah, if you rearrange stuff and they don't like it, they'll get moody and lay on the floor for a couple days or not eat. And he's definitely like a petulant child. But yeah, I put these Anubias on plant weights, so if he feels like he wants to be a dick, he can just grab them and move them around and put them wherever the hell he wants. That one there started life over here, and then he moved it to block that cave entrance off, so then I put it up there and then he moved it to there, and I don't know if it's going to be somewhere else tomorrow or but I moved the planter that was in there out, and I put it down there in the 40 gallon because he knocked it into the tank, and I put the planter from the 40 gallon with all these vines into the filter so he can't knock it in. And the plants add a little bit of a hiding spot type fucking feeling, but it's not as dark over there as it used to be. Now he can't hide in the dark. I can still see him. Actually, let me go shut out the grow lights behind me and that one. Yeah, I only got about an hour, but figured I'd come up and just shoot the shit with you guys. Alley Cat took her 2 weeks just to have time off, so she's home making focaccia. Yeah, I think it opened it up a little bit more. It gave him like a good open spot over here with nothing on the floor, so he can just lay there. He hasn't dug that up again. I covered it in a little bit. Hi, Trisha G. Yeah, there's our boy. I tried giving him chicken gizzard today, blanched chicken gizzards. He took it quick, but he didn't eat it. He spit it right back out. So it went to the dogs. The cat didn't want it either, which was weird. Yeah, he didn't act like so much of a dick as he did the first time I tried to rearrange stuff, and that was just resituating the pumps for the filter. But yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't like it too much when I put the plants in there, but he got used to it after he ripped them out and left them floating. But I stuck them on artificial plant weights. I pulled the plants out and just zip strip those Anubias to the weights, so they're light enough that he can move them if he wants. And Anubias are pretty tough, so if I lose a leaf or two, that's not a big deal. But he has tried to push that bamboo over, so I had to run a zip strip. I had to zip strip it to the fucking center brace so he can't push it over completely. I'm going to try shiners or some kind of bait fish. They have them at the pet store usually. I didn't see any the other day, and yesterday I went and looked again. Hi Darnell, thanks for stopping in again. But he doesn't seem to like the dried shrimp. He doesn't like the fresh shrimp. He doesn't like fish. Doesn't like scallops. I'm gonna try clams and mussels. Yeah, I did get lucky. He got a good looking fish. His pattern was all like pinstripe when he was little, and then the orange stripes just thickened out as he got bigger. Okay, never mind. My stupid ass hit the mute icon thingy. I'm kind of a Neanderthal with this shit, so bear with me, folks. Yeah, I accidentally muted myself, Trisha. But yeah, the catfish, I don't know if you saw them, aren't liking the new dig, so this guy likes to hang out here with his big ass pot belly. But it's kind of cool. You can see the little saw ridges down the sides of his tail. He's got more little spiky bits like that too, to keep Pigpen from thinking he's food. One is under there. We really can't see. I gotta get a flashlight. I don't know what the hell I did with it. And then the other guy hangs out by the filter intakes. But yeah, he's been like flaring up, like puffing his gills out and at the bottom of his throat to make himself look bigger, and opening his mouth and charging at this. Like, he's been quite the handful. I think it might be him wanting a girlfriend, but I don't need a whole bunch of baby Oscars. I don't have the space nor the outlet to get rid of them. They're really good parents, actually. Any footage I've seen of them, which is basically in canals in Florida, they're both parents are swimming with a whole pack of baby fish. So they both pretty much look out for them. I'm sure somehow, I'm sure they eat a few of their own, however accidentally. Yo, Dave Walker, what's up, brother? But well, I gotta find me some of them, Hunter. But yeah, I know at night he likes to do what he's doing right now, kind of lay on the bottom. So I don't know if, he's asleep and the catfish are trolling around and spook him or what, but yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of cichlids do, and he is a cichlid. Arapaima or arowana do it too. Mouth brood, they call it mouth brooding. Yeah, it's the easiest way to protect them is to just put them in their mouth. But yep, it's easy to keep them safe if you know where they're all at. Yeah, well, yeah, anywhere you let them fuckers loose, man. I believe they're an African cichlid, tilapia, and as a rule, cichlids are pretty rugged fish. But yeah, I know people that have tilapia in like a fucking fish tank as like pet fish. But yeah, there's lots of them. Snakeheads are really invasive. Them silver carp. Any cold water fish, or any fish that has what's called the labyrinth organ, where they can breathe air, also has got the potential to become very invasive. Or in the south, like Florida, where it's pretty much warm all the time, like Oscars are invasive there. Plecos. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, man, just try to kill it. I mean, their fish is great fertilizer. I mean, you could use them for a million different things. But yeah, I've seen a thing where they're just digging holes and burying thousands of fucking netted fish. But yeah, people think it's a smart idea to introduce an animal to take care of another animal, and then you get the problem with cane toads, like in Australia, or different, like in the rivers here, different fish. They got them carp to try to clean the grass and the weeds out of the waterways. Well, they ate it all. So now there's no spawning grounds for the native fish. Fuck, man. There are wild populations globally of red-eared slider turtles because people just let them go, and they can live wherever. I mean, they live in northern climates, so wintertime ain't shit. Tropical environment is heaven. Yeah, it really is a waste. I mean, especially in a culture like China, they dry a lot of their fish. I mean, you could dry it and just give that shit away to people that are hungry. It is a waste. I mean, people raise them for food, so and they got the biggest population. They gotta have people that want to eat it. What are you looking at over there, dude? Yeah, I kind of got a little queasy seeing like a dump truck. They literally had a dump truck full of fish. They're just dragging them out of the river, sorting out the tilapia into the dump truck, and then just dumping them into excavated holes. Like, fuck. I bet it was, yeah. It probably was. But shit, man, there's places that would gladly accept a fucking boatload of fish. Hi, Carly. Thanks for stopping in. Getting some mealworms. Little mealworm particles floating all over. Not too bad. It's trying to stay outside, stay inside. It's fucking like single digits. Been snowing. Look. Oh shit, man. I'm an hour almost exactly west of the New York Massachusetts border. Yeah, figures, Brooklyn. But yeah, I used to live right on the Mass border by I think Egremont was the name of the town directly over the border. But yeah, I'm not far from Massachusetts. Well, the state. I could be, fuck, 5 hours from a major city. Yeah, that was the same short, Darnell. Yeah, probably warm up just enough to make everything muddy and nasty, BB. At least for me. Yeah, we got a gravel driveway, but uh, blacktop walk and brick steps. So most of the shit comes off before we get in the house. Yeah, snow, that melt and freeze again. Yep. Ah, yeah. Yeah, we got roughly the same kind of weather. Yeah, we get wind. I'm right on the Hudson River, and the wind is almost unending. There's always at least a breeze. And when it's like fucking 15 degrees and you got a 10-mile-an-hour breeze, feels like fucking 5. Yeah, we got about 2 or 3 inches on Sunday. It was nice and light though. I just had to push it all into a pile. It wasn't a big deal at all, really. Yeah, yep. Much easier to survive a bite to the tail than to the face. That false side. A lot of fish have that too, if you look. Pretty handy feature. Yeah, if you're in a valley with water at the bottom, it's going to get chilly with the wind for sure. And I'm right at the foothills of the Catskills too, so we could sit here and look a little bit north and west and watch the snow envelop the mountains as it comes to get us. The top of the mountain goes ominously like flat, and then it just progressively gets shorter and shorter, and then you don't see a mountain anymore, and then it starts snowing where you're at. Yeah, the first time we got snow, it was like 6 inches, and I shoveled it at about 3, and then when I went out to pick up Allison at 9 o'clock, 9:30, I went out a little early and I shoveled again and dusted the truck off. Yeah, yeah, lake effect snow, man. Sometimes we get a little bit of that blowing over from Buffalo, but it by the time it gets here, it's flurries. But yeah, you go in the house for 5 minutes with to clear skies. You walk outside and you can't even see the fucking driveway because it's snowing like a bastard. Yeah, we really haven't had a good snowy winter in a while, at least where I live, BD, so I don't mind. I do gotta say the local plow people suck at their fucking job, but we got a 4-wheel drive and good tires, so Yeah, those are the bad ones, man. Like, fuck. I remember getting my ass kicked shoveling out after a 22-inch storm, and then the week, the week after, we got another 20-inch storm, and I had to shovel it all out again. I don't want to break out the snowblower as much as I dislike shoveling. That's just a bigger pain in the ass. I still got to shovel out the fucking cars and move them to be able to use it. So that means I got to make a space. I got to dig it out anyway. If it's deep snow, I can't get in the garage. We got old swing out kind of barn door style, and yeah, I gotta shovel out the fucking snow from in front of it. The snow that fell off the roof into a pile, the tin roof. Such a joy. The first time I used it, I fucking hurt myself. My back was so sore after the first time. But then I got used to it, and yeah, man, that's sketchy. I had a buddy had his roof fucking come in, and he lived in a trailer, but yeah, he wasn't aware of exactly how much water damage that thing had seen, and one heavy snowfall, and his whole living room was under snow. Yeah, can't blame me there, man. It's fucking bitter. Yeah, even my cat, like, he don't mind it when it's cold, and lately he'll go outside for 5 minutes, and he's like, yeah, fuck that, bro. I'm not even getting off the porch. Just let me back in. The other day, I forget how cold it was. It was nighttime, though, the last time I let the dogs out. And Rubble's got pretty long hair. He can handle the cold pretty good. He didn't. He he took 2 steps down the steps and turned around and came right back up the steps. Was like, nah. I don't know. I think he might have pissed right on the steps, but he wasn't out there long enough to go out and do his usual routine. Oh yeah, that ain't good, man. Yeah, we don't let them out for any extended periods. They don't like being outside anyway. But Rubble will find a fucking gap in the fence if I leave him out there too long unsupervised anyway. But yeah, I would say he was short-haired, but that cocksucker liked to go swimming in the middle of like January. Like he didn't give a shit. Knee-deep snow. The creek we lived by was spring-fed, so it was cold in the middle of August. But in the cold months, like I wouldn't even want to know what that water felt like. But yeah, in January, he goes in there, goes swimming, dives to the bottom to get rocks or sticks. It's only like 5 feet deep, but he still has to go under. And walking him home is like 200 yards to my house, and he would have icicles dripping off him by the time we got there. But yeah, I always worried about him, man, but he fucking loved it. I never left him out in the cold, but whenever he was out in the snow, he would have the time of his life. Big dopey bastard. But great outside dog. Hiking and camping and not fishing, swimming. You try to go fishing with him, you're going to end up hooking him because he won't stay out of the fucking water. Yep. But yeah, the 2 younger guys, they go in and out when they want. They don't stay out too long. Our old min pin, she hasn't been out since it snowed the first time. She doesn't like it, so, and I'm not shoveling the whole fucking yard out. I have, because she is a diva and she will not go outside. Hi, Spirit. How are you, sweetie? Yeah, I hate it, man. We call it the itch. I fucking hate fiberglass insulation. I love the guys that do that spray foam with the truck. Those dudes are my hero. But yeah, I've had to fucking insulate crawl spaces. Got 2 feet of space between the floor and the joists, so I'm on a fucking garage creeper rolling around like an idiot trying to put this shit in and cut it. The stupid shit you do for money, man. But yeah, right up until that creeper incident in the crawl space, I thought insulating attics, rolling that shit out in attics was bad, but the crawl space had the attic beat. Yeah, there are just some jobs that I really hate. I'll do them, but I fucking hate them. Roofing. I hate roofing. Sheetrock and vaulted ceilings. That sucks. Oh, you're tearing up the root over there, dude. Glad that's a pretty rugged plant. Yeah, that's no fucking good. I fucking started work for this guy. They had the house, they had the foundation and the house built and roofed, and they had the windows and temporary doors on it. But after the first winter, halfway through like the first spring that the house existed, it had a black mold infestation in the basement. In one of the, it was a mother-in-law suite. The basement was an apartment basically, and it went out like from the corner. It went up 6 feet at least, and it was like a big spike that rose up from the floor, and then it spread out along the floor about 8 feet. But yeah, ripped all the fucking sheetrock back down, took the walls down, and then fucking put up the right vapor barrier for the basement, because he was a corner cutter, and that was my introduction to exactly how bad it was. Oh yeah, shit, man. I got a contractor friend of mine that tried to sneak by the fucking the law surrounding asbestos and removal, and he tried to remove a big old building worth of asbestos because they wanted new siding. And yeah, when the DEA caught up with him, man, I don't think he's even able to be a contractor today. He fucked up bad. But yeah, he tried to do it quick. Yeah, spell check fucks me up all the time, dude. And predictive text. I think I got a little undiagnosed dyslexia because I'll hit, it'll pop up a couple suggestions and I'll hit the one right next to the one I fucking want. But yeah, water is your worst enemy in the house, man. Yeah, a lot of scummy people out there, man. Like, the shit he just exposed himself and his workers to. Like, really, buddy? And you did it for a deal, you know? It was a slow time of year, so he needed some work. But come on, man. Probably charged him 10 grand to rip that shit off. To do it right, it's probably like 100 grand. Yeah, modern technology is supposed to make shit easier on me. I don't know, maybe I'm just not smart enough for a smartphone. Pigpen, what the fuck is your deal with the roots, bro? You need me to move them toward the top? I think he just feels like being a dick. Yeah, that's as long as you know how to do it, man, that's the best way to fucking do it, because you know you did it right. But yeah, I do as much as I can myself. I limit myself on the plumbing and electrical, because those are two things that are going to cost a lot of fucking money if you really fuck up bad. But other than that, like, I can change out the toilets, I can move a drain, I can move the water supply if I need to. I don't want to do that shit because I don't like it, but yeah, my mom, the house she owned before she died, she fucking moved out of and started renting because they just let the important shit go. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. If you got leaks in the roof, you don't just patch it. You try to fucking fix it the best you can, you know? Yeah, that's just some scumbag spirit. Yeah, I tore apart my front steps. I'm not a mason, but I re-bricked my front steps. Uh, I tiled the boys' bathroom in the downstairs bedroom. The floor and the walls in there. Done bunch of shit outside. But yeah, we do what we can slowly. I got to rebuild the back porch. It currently has a little roof on it, but that fucking thing leaks, so I think I want to just take it off. And if anything, we could get like an awning or something out there, something we could retract in the wintertime or you know, use when we need it or want it. But yeah, there's a lot of not niceness, man. This place is full of shit. It's probably someone with nothing to fucking use as content, so they get mad when somebody has something decent. God, I hate people, man. I mean, I don't know what the hell your channel could be struck for or reported for. Like, oh my god, someone is filming wholesome entertainment. Fuck's sake. That's ridiculous. Spirit, that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, Darnell. Darnell, that's a big issue, man. I've fucking seen a lot of news reports in my years of being a contractor or in the construction business of people from garage door repairmen to plumbers to electricians, carpenters, tile guys, which I'm a tile guy too, just robbing people. It's like, fuck, man. I used to do work for a guy, and a normal bathroom, ripping it out, taking all the old shit out, putting up new shit, and being out of there, it was like 3 or 4 days finished, start to finish, from rip out to put the new shit in to tile it, grout it, seal it, finished. Like I said, like 3 or 4 days per, depending on the size of the job, three to four. And people would think we were robbing them. It's like, dude, check out the quality of the work you got. It's not, we're just fast and we're good. We got fucking 5 jobs lined up this week, you son of a bitch. You know? Everyone takes 3 days at least, so you figure that out. But, yeah, they would think we were getting robbed, and then we would send them to this one showroom that used to use our direct competitor, and the shit job he did in that showroom, the guy laid the showroom at the tile place so you could see what it looks like on the floor. And you would trip, you would feel tiles that weren't level. Grout joints weren't even, some were wider, some were narrower. Like, if you know what you're looking for, it looks like shit. And then, like, you don't have that. You know? Yeah, yeah. And depending on your state and local laws and shit like that, there's a lot of fucking weird building code violations they could get you for. Like, I had a buddy, Pat, man, he believed in asking for forgiveness and not permission. So he would look up the building codes and he would build whatever the fuck he was building strictly by the most modern building code. So by the time they came and gave him shit for building an addition onto the back of his house, it was like a 12 by 12 addition for his son to have a fucking bedroom that wasn't shared with his sister. They came and gave him shit, and then he went and then he went and got the building permit before he put the roof on, I think. But yeah, it was, but certain towns, they'll fucking bust your balls hard. Like, I know a town I used to live in, the guy was a failed contractor. His brother was a badass contractor, and he just couldn't live up to the name, so he got out of it and became a building inspector, and then gave everybody else in town a hard time over fucking stupid codes. I had a boss that fucking almost came down off the roof and put the hammer to him. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he still got the permit, but he wasn't waiting for the fucking building inspector to get off his ass and sign this and that. He told him it was something like a 2-week wait. So Pat's like, okay. So he went and built it and came back 2 weeks later after they fucking came and seen he built it already. But yeah. I mean, I guess if you can do that and you got a decent building inspector. We used to have one in Westchester. My boss bribed with money and alcohol. He had he had a case of like 25-year-old scotch in his truck. And a pack of paper bags like you get at the liquor store. He's like, go grab one of them bottles, put it in a paper bag, and bring it to me. Okay, building inspector coming today? Yep. $500 and a bottle of good scotch. Yeah, yeah. Fucking anything to do with your local fucking zoning board is bullshit. I fucking hate it. and then building codes change quick. I remember doing a job ripping roof off. We're just ripping off the old roof and putting on new shingles. We didn't even have to replace any plywood. It wasn't damaged. It was just it had moss on it, and they wanted it replaced before it got damaged because they were trying to sell it and they wanted it to look nice. It did have 5 layers of fucking shingles on there, 2 layers of cedar wood, cedar shakes and shingles, and 3 layers of asphalt. And it was a bitch. I mean, they had garter snakes living in their roof, but the fucking plywood and the felt were fine. But yeah, the guy came, we got the thing half ripped off. He's like, you need to get a building permit. What? For a fucking roof. My boss has been building houses in that county for his whole life. He's like, what are you talking about? I never needed a building permit to take a roof off and put new shingles on. It's not structural. He's like, well, building codes changed. Came and put up a huff, fucking threatened fines. That was the time my boss was going to come down off the roof and fucking beat that guy with his hammer. Yeah, when I gotta redo mine, I'm hoping we can do metal roof on the house. It's a lot quicker. If I gotta do it my fucking self, I would much rather do tin than asphalt. Yeah, our house is old too, man. It was built in, I think, the 1860s. The original part. Actually, the upstairs is this bedroom and a bathroom, and then downstairs is the living room and the boys' bedroom, basically, and then the kitchen is probably it's the biggest single room in the house. That thing was an addition probably in the 60s. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to let the shit slide off the roof. Plus, I could collect the rainwater. Somebody was giving me that idea to use it for my fish tank. If I can collect a few 100 gallons worth of fucking rainwater, I would top off my tanks with that. Shingling is just a pain in the fucking dick, too, man. I mean, ripping them off sucks. And prepping the roof to take the metal is just time consuming and shitty, but it's well worth it. You'll never have to do the roof again. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, they do have those too. But yeah, if you do that, man, and you do it right, you never have to put another roof on. I mean, I ain't gonna live longer than that fucking metal roof. And my fiance is down with that too. She's like, yeah, that's smart. I'm like, uh-huh. And we don't have a huge roof over the main part of the house, so the kitchen, we redo that. That's going to have to be like rolled asphalt roofing, because that's what's on there now. Or I'd have to do metal. I'd make it a little more of a pitch on there and put tin on that too. Just put sleepers right on top of the fucking thing. But yeah, man, they got vinyl shingles too that are badass. Fucking 100-year warranty. Just as much as slate, and they look just like slate. Until you touch it, you can't tell the difference. Slate roof is badass too, but yeah, high winds, a little bit of freezing. Yeah, man. I fucking sat at my buddy's house, and his son-in-law built the fucking house we're looking at, and he's bragging it up. He's like, yeah, look at that, man. High winds up here today. Look at that roof stay on there. So that's a truss roof? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you put all your hangers on? What? They call them hurricane hangers. You nail them from the fucking wall to the truss. to keep the roof from blowing off before you got the thing finished. And just as I was telling him that, the fucking roof literally lifted up on one side and laid right down on the other side of the fucking building. I think it was a barn actually, but yeah, all the trusses that went over in one piece and then it broke apart like fucking Lincoln logs. Yeah, that would cause me to do bad things to other human beings. It ain't hard to do a job right, man. I mean, it might be a little harder than fucking fly by night in it, but it's well worth the effort. I worked for a contractor on a ski resort town up here a few years ago, and he wanted me to use, I was tiling the basement floor for him, and he's like, oh, just do your leveling with your thin set. I'm like, buddy, we're using a fucking 3/4 inch notch trowel. That's about as thick as I want to go, and we're doubling it. So there's a 3/4 inch on the floor, and I butter the back of the tile to raise it up, and it's still low. And I'm like, dude, it's gonna crack and be shit. I don't want to do that. He's like, well, then I will do it. I said, okay, you do it. You do it, motherfucker. Your name's on this bitch. You know? I'm like, I'm not doing it. I already did a lot of fucky shit because that's what you wanted me to do. I'm like, it wasn't so much that he was cheap. It's so much that he didn't relegate the time. And then he got really nitpicky with stupid shit and had stuff done 2 or 3 times over. It's like, bro, come on. Like, come on. Fucking come on. Get the fuck out of here. Well, yeah, those guys, you know, they do it the right way, man. You need a barn, they'll come with 200 people and build that bitch in a fucking day. It's amazing watching those guys do their thing. It's all hand tools too, man. It's fucking impressive as fuck. I mean, it's cool watching a post and beam building go up when they got modern fucking cranes and shit, but when it's just people, holy shit, dude. That's impressive as hell. You're gonna go back over here and fight with your reflection. Yeah, work ethic is a rare thing these days, man. Everybody wants to be a fucking gamer or a content creator or some stupid shit. I met a few kids. My younger stepson, he's about 23 now, I think, but his graduating class, I knew a few of the kids in his class, and holy shit. Like, I knew 30-year-olds that didn't have their work ethic. You know, it was only 3 or 4 of them that I was acquainted with, but I knew how they worked, and it was amazing. And you don't see that. And like I said, there were people in their 30s working the same job that weren't putting in half the effort. It was disgusting. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Look at that little kid over there working circles around you. You're a grown fucking man. But yeah, just it is rare. Shit, I remember loving a day off from school because of snow. I'd make 50 or $100 just walking around asking my neighbors if they wanted their fucking snow, shoveled for $10. That's fucked up. I can see people doing it though. I mean, people do sicker shit all the time. But fuck, yeah, they don't need help. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they if you teach them you rip through a fucking shingle and dig through the plywood, there's food inside. And then move them into somebody else's fucking neighborhood. Shit, I seen a story. A guy rehabilitated a baby raccoon and tried to rewild it, but as an adult, it would come back every couple of like every couple of weeks or a couple times a month or whatever, and he broke it of coming around so much, and he didn't see it for like 3 months, and he went on a 2 week vacation. When he came home, the thing had gotten into his house, and it burrowed. It dug holes through all of his cabinets into the wall, like it was fucking nuts. He came home, there's a hole in the wall. He's like, what the fuck? And the raccoon heard him and pokes his head out. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, coons are smart, man. They can find a spot that's, nice and dry and safe. They'll fucking get there. I remember tearing an old barn down, and I don't know how they got up there, but they were up in the storage space in the rafters, and like it looked like there was a colony in there at one time. Like there was raccoon shit all over the plywood. Respirator, fucking shop vac, it sucked. That job sucked. At least that day. But the guy who was paying us to do it, when he was a kid, he worked for his dad in New York City, renovating apartment buildings in the not so nice parts of town. And he told me he was ripping out a ceiling on like the fucking 6th floor of this building, and he pulled down the sheetrock, and about 4,000 cockroaches fell out of the ceiling down on top of him. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking around with raccoon and possum shit. I don't want to hear about bugs. Like, fuck. But yeah, that was worse, dude. That was way worse. There ain't no respirator to keep bugs from crawling down your fucking shirt. And he's like, yeah, this was in like the 60s, so they weren't thinking like Tyvek suits and shit. But yeah, I couldn't imagine that. Yeah, BB, I would. Well, that's what made him go to college. He said his father told him he wanted him to go to college. He wanted him to be a lawyer. He became an architect. Like his father was an architect too, but he owned apartment buildings in Manhattan and Brooklyn and pretty much every borough in the city. But his older brother went to law school, and he was like, I don't want to. I want to work with my hands. I want to build stuff. I want to do stuff. So his dad said, you sure? He's like, yep. So he got his foreman, and he told him, look, you're going to hire this kid, and you're going to have him do the shittiest fucking jobs you can have him do. Like, he's at the bottom. So they started him out knee-deep in shit, and yeah, he didn't want to be knee-deep in shit, so he decided he was going to go to school. Great guy to work for, though. All his plans translated right to reality seamlessly. Like, he knew, what it took to make what he was drawing, so he knew how to draw it right. There was no revisions, no bullshit. Plus, that guy liked me too, because every time I knew he was coming up to the job, he had a dog water bowl on his property. And I make sure I get that water bowl, and I would have it full, because he always brought his dog. But yeah, he had a brand new There's like a $50,000 custom pool table built, and he wasn't able to come up that week, and he called my boss and told him to tell me and the other guy, because we were the only ones there that week, because the boss was on vacation too, which is basically just sitting at home. But he called them up and said, hey, that pool table's supposed to come, did it? He's like, yeah, they called me. I told them let me know when they got there. And he's like, well, tomorrow everything should be good. He says, you tell them that at lunchtime, if they even take the whole rest of the day to try it out, he's like, I want them guys to try it out. Because our whole crew was on a pool league, all in the same team. So it was a 9-foot fucking, like I said, custom table. And the smoothest table I've ever shot on in my life. And we got to play the very first games on it. We sat there for we had like a 3-hour lunch that day. We got paid to shoot pool for 2 hours anyway. 1 hour was our normal lunch, but it was awesome. The guy was cool as shit. That's fucking diabolical. Yeah, that's nuts, man. Somebody should start training skunks to let loose on those guys. What are you doing, Bella? Yeah, that shit's no joke. Fuck, man. I just heard a story of someone getting a liver or kidney transplant. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of organ transplant, and contracted rabies through the organ transplant. Because the person that donated the organ before they died got scratched by a skunk or a raccoon or something and got it and didn't know and died, and they never fucking actually they said they did a rabies scan and it came out clean, but the fucking recipient, sorry about that. But yeah, that poor bastard got a kidney or a liver, some kind of organ transplant. Ended up with fucking rabies. It's fucking crazy. And I remember being in the emergency room when a whole family came in. They had a squirrel in their house. And it scratched everybody, like everyone was trying to catch it. You know, they were, oh, it's so cute. But yeah, it scratched everybody. And just to be safe, the 2 parents and the 3 kids came in to fucking get the rabies vaccination shit done. Yeah, yep. And that's why when we cleaned out that fucking barn of the raccoon fucking nightclub that was in the attic, yeah, we had respirators and we used vacuums. I wasn't trying to touch none of that shit. Oh, God, it sucks. Yeah, yep, you could get that from fucking all kinds of different animal droppings, man. So I'm kind of glad our cat doesn't use the litter box. We have one, but he pees in it. That's about it. Everything else he does outside. But yeah, shit, man, my buddies hunt bears, and they say when you skin them out, you can see worms moving between the skin and the muscle. You gotta really make sure you cook the bear fucking well done. But yeah, they usually smoke it. They have it smoked like a motherfucker, and that's generally how they eat it. It was like he's like the fucking smoke. Anything that might be in the muscle is driven out. You know, like Jesus Christ, man. I don't think I could eat it if I seen living things moving around right after it was killed under the skin. That's just, yeah. Plus, I don't know how an omnivore tastes. I mean, probably tastes a lot like pig. That's what my buddy says. When it's smoked, it tastes like the best ham you ever had. But I don't know, so. Yeah, not a lot of them. Not a lot of them know much about it. I know people that live, not necessarily New York City, but in cities, and they'll walk any time of the day or night down the street. They come out to the country where there's no street lights and there's more fucking trees and animals than people. They ain't so brave, and it's hilarious because, like, dude, there's more shit out there where you live that's going to get you than there is here, you know? Like, I've always been the scariest thing in the woods when I was out in the woods. But yeah, it's hilarious. Like, my sister's that way. Yep, that's us, man. We're all a bunch of farmers and hillbillies. Fuck, my grandfather would go to a livestock auction and get a deal on a goat and a bunch of chickens, and we would spend the afternoon, well, after he fed them up and got them looking how he wanted them, we would spend an afternoon dispatching and processing chickens, and then in the fall, the goat got dispatched and processed as well. Like, we ate whatever the fuck, you know? Hell yeah. But yeah, my grandparents raised me, and Grandpa hunted everything you could fucking think of when he was growing up, and into his adulthood too. Trapping, hunting, fucking everything. But yeah, man. Whatever the hell they went out and got, that's what was for dinner. Rabbits, fucking squirrels. I remember one year the 2-car garage was full of hanging deer. There was like 17 or 18. Only about 6 of them had tags. But yeah, they got processed up within a couple of nights, so. But yeah, everybody filled their tags and didn't stop getting deer though. We have a big family, so they needed a bunch. But yeah, we ate a lot of venison. Fished a lot. Yeah, it was 4 of my uncles, which my grandparents' 4 brothers, and then 3 of the 5 sisters' husbands. So 7 guys and Grandpa 8. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we did all the stupid fucking shit they make the kids do. I didn't mind though. Like, I didn't mind like reaching into the chest cavity to grab the esophagus and pull it out, and covered in blood didn't bother me. Yeah, I love venison. I got my kid, whenever he goes over to my uncle's house, my uncle always hooks him up with some backstrap. So if we stop over there, say on like a Friday night when I go pick him up, and he gets the backstrap, that's fucking breakfast Saturday. But yeah, he definitely likes it too. I had a boss that made his own sausage. Man, that was some of the best Italian and breakfast sausage I ever had. We historically just put it in a frying pan, cut it into like steaks and just cook it in the frying pan with some butter and garlic. I have marinated it. I've done basically a whole bone-in fucking hindquarter, the whole shank. I just told him to leave the bone, and it took me like fucking 6 hours to cook that thing. Oh yeah, no shit, yeah. But yeah, you can do it any fucking way you can do beef. It's just a lot leaner. But yeah, you there's 101 ways you can cook it. Yeah, I just find random shit on Facebook. Usually it's shit that I've shared before, popping up in like Facebook memories and stuff. But yeah, shit I find funny, usually. Alright, old dog. Well, the roast, you can cut it into smaller pieces. The back strap, you want to cut it however thick you want it, and then just like fry it like you would a piece of beef. However you like your beef, cook it. Cook that way. I mean, you could go well done just to be safe, but the roast, I forget what the fuck I marinated it in, and I did it for nothing because my friend was coming over, and then he gets to my house and tells me he don't like venison. So I called my cousin. He came over and helped me eat it. But yeah, like I said, like a piece of beef. You just gotta, make sure you do it low and slow because it is a lean meat. I'm sure there's a bunch of YouTube videos with recipes you could get some ideas from. But yeah, we usually just go simple. Make it into sausage or hamburger. Throw a little pork fat in there. Or beef fat. Get it from the butcher. But yeah, I love it. It's good. I went to a bar one time and somebody brought in homemade venison hot dogs, and they were the best goddamn hot dogs I've ever eaten in my whole goddamn life. I've had some made at a place up near Canada in Plattsburgh or Malone, I think. Amazing. But yeah, he made venison hot dogs. So fucking good. My uncle makes good liver, venison liver. I'm not a big liver eater, but he cooks it just right, so it's not crumbly and gray. Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna have to head out, fuckers. I'm not sure when I'll go live again. Not too long from now, though. But hopefully I'll have a guest next time. Let's see if I can arrange it. But thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good night, y'all. See you, Brooklyn. Thanks for stopping in, sweetie.